is CTV News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Travis Fortnum. The Carney government has unveiled its first budget promising big investments and even bigger ambitions. But does it promise anything that will help you and your neighbors living across Windsor-Essex? CTV's Robert Lothian has been digging into that. He joins us now. Robert, a lot of eyes were on the auto sector today.
Yes, Travis, and those looking for help may be feeling some disappointment tonight. The Liberal government did not introduce specific supports to aid Canada's ailing automotive footprint, but industry analysts feel it isn't all doom and gloom. In Canada's automotive capital, the hope for the 2025 federal budget was spending on the sector to create a plan for the future. Instead, it received little mention.
It's a little frustrating because I do find with the tariffs that have been imposed on us by America that you're seeing a little bit of sector against sector.
For 5 generations, the auto sector has helped put food on the Lawton table. The family is supportive of a budget that supports Canadian industry. They're just hopeful theirs receives the support it needs before it's too late.
Obviously, investment in businesses and things like that is good, but I feel like the timing that it's happening is really the driving factor and what's unsettling everybody so much.
While the budget lacks specific auto supports, industry analyst Flavio Volpe says new programs could still prove beneficial.
The government has shown an empathy for industrial Canada, saying, we know you're being targeted by the White House, but they've turned around and said, look, we'll support you, but we're going to give you a strategic investment funds or a strategic period of tax rebates.
Canada's auto sector is in the crosshairs of the U.S. government. Pressure that spans across all of manufacturing has pushed the region's unemployment to a national high.
They've included the kind of funding that we're going to have to take advantage of, whether that's part of building the community with the things that we've got on the go in Windsor and Essex County, even funds for our companies.
Windsor-based Senator Sandra Pupatello says the budget focuses on boosting trade infrastructure and resources. Long-term stability for the auto sector, she says, won't come from one budget, only a new trade pact.
It's that uncertainty that's holding back, that's causing companies to determine, will I make an investment for the next product? That's the problem. That's what we've got to fix.
While today may not have provided a sense of relief, automotive families are hopeful the government will find a way to ensure that Canada's automotive footprint is here to stay. Travis.
Thank you very much, Robert. That's CTV's Robert Lothian reporting. We will have more on what is in today's budget a little later in the newscast, but let's stay in our neck of the woods a little longer, starting with our neighbors. It was Election Day across the river, with Michiganders heading to the polls to choose their local representatives, and now a new mayor is set to lead Detroit. Mary Sheffield, the city's council president, has won the job. Sheffield, who made history as Detroit's youngest council president in 2022, campaigned on building safer neighborhoods, expanding affordable housing, and improving transit. Her campaign framed the win as a chance to build on the city's recent gains. Sheffield won the endorsement of outgoing Mayor Mike Duggan. In the new year, she will take over leadership in a city closely linked to Windsor's economy and daily cross-border life. Back here in Windsor tonight, police are looking for 3 suspects after an attempted armed robbery in Lansbury Park. They say on Sunday night, 3 people approached 2 youths sitting on a bench with one suspect pointing bear mace at them, demanding their phones. Investigators say one victim was hit in the face when they resisted, but both managed to run to a nearby business to call 911. No one was seriously hurt and nothing was taken. The first suspect is described as a white man about 6 feet tall with a slender build and blonde wavy hair. He was wearing a black sweater and black pants. The second suspect, also a white man about 5'8", with a slender to medium build. He had a black ski mask on and was dressed in all black. The third is described as a light-skinned black man about 5'8", with a muscular build, also wearing a black ski mask, sweater, and pants. In the county, OPP officers are now wearing body-worn cameras. They say it's aimed at improving the quality of evidence and enhancing accountability. The cameras will have a flashing red light when they are recording. And OPP kept very busy this morning by a deadly overnight crash on Highway 3. Officers telling CTV News it happened just after midnight between Cameron Side Road and Marsh Road, saying a pickup truck and an SUV collided. The 39-year-old man driving the SUV was rushed to hospital but did not survive. The 24-year-old woman behind the wheel of the pickup was also taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Highway 3 was shut down for roughly 13 hours while OPP investigated.
That's what the investigation is going to try to determine, what vehicle was going what direction and how this happened and why one vehicle crossed over the center line is what we're thinking at this time, but nothing's conclusive until they complete their investigation.
In Kingsville, firefighters won't be headed out on Lake Erie anymore. Council has approved a request to permanently dry dock the department's rescue boat, citing staffing challenges and competing training demands. The move saves the town from buying a new boat, estimated at $250,000. For water rescues, the OPP and Coast Guard will take the lead, with Kingsville firefighters assisting from the shore. In Amherstburg, union iron workers hit the picket line today, protesting out-of-town crews working on the town's new fire hall. They say local tradespeople are being left out. CTV's Chris Campbell has the story.
We need to make sure that our local guys are getting this work.
The demonstration drew members of the Iron Workers Local 700, rallying near the new construction site on Simcoe Street. They say they're out of work and that the town's new fire hall project should be built with local unionized labor.
It's unskilled, unqualified workers here, and we're out of work, and we're local. We have a 10% unemployment rate, and we need to stand up for our work, for our apprentices.
The group claims the non-union subcontractor isn't using a crane for some of the structural work, raising safety concerns on site. They also tell CTV News they believe some workers are not licensed trade workers.
The safety factors are one thing. The cheap wages, they're probably getting $20 an hour. They can't, half of them can't speak English. There's a language barrier. How do you communicate when you're hurt? It ends up in a fatality.
Just for clarification, for the public's perspective, municipalities are not permitted by law to give preference to local contractors or require the use of unionized workers.
Amherstburg Councillor Lyndon Crane posted online that the situation is being managed by the project's general contractor, Niacon Limited of Niagara Falls.
I think it's something that needs to be addressed with the province, and it's something that they should also be addressing with Niacon Limited.
The $11.3 million fire hall contract was awarded in August 2024 and was initially expected to be completed this past August, but the town says construction didn't start until August 2025. The latest project end date is March 2026. Union members say they plan to keep up the pressure until they see change, hoping future municipal contracts do more to support local trades.
We want a union contractor on this job, and we want to build this fire hall and get it up to schedule. And we can do that as locals. But we need to be heard.
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Families who rely on the John McGivney Children's Centre could see services affected next week as contract talks between staff and management reach a critical point. Frontline staff represented by OPSU Local 170 support more than 3,000 children and youth each year. After a day of consolation, management requested a no board report, starting a countdown to a possible lockout or strike on November 13th. The union says it does not plan to strike and is urging the employer to return to the table, while the centre says its best offer with wage enhancements is still on the table. Both sides say they want to avoid disruptions and families will be kept updated. Enbridge Gas is partnering with Windsor Fire and Rescue, donating smoke and carbon monoxide alarms for local homes. The department received 456 alarms through the province-wide program, with more than 14,000 being distributed in all. Officials say working alarms can mean the difference between life and death in a fire or CO emergency.
Risk versus cost is minor when you look at it, and at the end of the day, smoke alarm, CO detectors, they save lives. It's early detection. It's the early detection piece of it, and we still consistently see in our fire fatalities people that don't have working alarms.
A popular vegan restaurant in Windsor's Via Italia looks to be closing its doors. Nooch opened up on Erie Street near Parent in early 2022. Maybe you've heard AM 800's Kyle Horner rave about their Big Mock, a vegan take on the popular fast food favorite. In a post to social media, ownership said, "Enjoy us while you can. We are inevitably closing soon." CTV News reached out to the restaurant today for timelines, but did not hear back. And downtown tonight, a debate centered around trash cans and the AI-generated art used to decorate them. One politician questions if AI art is okay, while another points out a local artist was technically hired for the project, but as CTV's Bob Belichico tells us, that artist admits he used AI.
It's not signed, it's not in the Louvre, it's not in a museum, it's on a garbage can.
4 garbage cans are at the center of a debate between former politician Brian Massey and City Councillor Ronaldo Agostino, who commissioned the work through the downtown BIA.
All I've done is ask the question, similar to all the other industries, is where's the transparency when we use AI and where's the public policy for it?
A former Windsor West MP, Massey is questioning the use of Oscar the Grouch, a popular Sesame Street character, in the design.
Oscar the Grouch is a well-known, established, iconic figure that belongs to Sesame Workshop, a not-for-profit organization, and we might get called on that.
Agostino points to a mural on Oled Avenue that includes the Detroit Pistons and Tigers logo on it.
We'd be more than happy to peel the sticker off or blur the image, but I really don't think, again, at 4 garbage cans in downtown Windsor, if someone's got a copyright issue with that, God bless them.
Now, Agostino says that the BIA has 36 more of these cans to wrap. They're going to hire multiple artists to do so, and maybe even throw out a contest for some design ideas. Artist Dan Bombardier was commissioned and produced the designs and stickers for the cans for the BIA. He even points out spelling mistakes thrown in for fun.
That's how this happens, is if you don't give the artist the right budgets, then you will get AI slop.
The artist, also known as Denial, feels there is room for AI in the art world, but what he would like to see is investment, paying the arts community to paint the cans. He points out to other cities in North America that pay artists to paint public property, like electric boxes.
And 99% of money you put in an artist's hands goes right back into the community. So that's our end goal. We would love to see that instead of spelling mistakes and AI slop.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
I'll tell you who is not using AI, CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald. He has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time. And still ahead, 1 week from Remembrance Day, tire marks on a veterans crosswalk spark outrage in Amherstburg. How the town's responding next. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is here with a look at the weather. Gary, not a bad day today, but sounds like the word of the day is wind.
You're right about that. Gusty today. Good evening, Travis. Folks, blue sky, lots of sunshine, but things are transitioning as I speak. I mentioned there was a bit of a lull in the winds late this evening now, but by late mid-morning tomorrow, the winds pick up. The afternoon's quite gusty. More on that in just a moment. Reached a high of 16.1 degrees Celsius. Our average is 11 on the nose. Our average low is 3 on the nose as well. Our low this morning was 1.9 degrees Celsius at the airport. That is chilly. And speaking of chilly air, the system that's on approach could, in fact, develop a rain-snow mix. Snow that could stick to the ground, but it will be well to our north and east. Right now, the jet stream, for the most part, is in a zonal pattern. Essentially, there's not a lot of amplification. It doesn't look like a sine wave, like a roller coaster. And often when you see that pattern, we do have the ebb and flow of highs and lows. Right now, it's pretty much a straight line right across the upper Midwest through the Great Lakes. Hence, that cloud cover and the westerly flow. The increase in cloudiness for tomorrow through the afternoon could bring some very scattered light showers. But look, there's a bit of a mix out of the northwest. Could see a rain-snow mix anywhere from Manitoulin Island, maybe even Wyerton Owen Sound. But I think Manitoulin Island, due east towards Ottawa, and everywhere in between. Meanwhile, we are warm enough that the increase in cloudiness could bring a very light scattered shower. This model run doesn't show much rainfall for extreme southwestern Ontario, but it's there. And there's a cooling pattern. Once this all takes place Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, temperatures drop substantially. We're talking about frost risk yet again. For tonight, technically tomorrow morning before dawn, we're mild, just windy and partly cloudy, 9 degrees Celsius. Average low before dawn at this time of the year is closer to 3. So we'll be mild, windy, and then getting up to a high of about 16 degrees. We'll see that around 2 o'clock. Between 12 at 8 a.m., which is mild start, and 12 at 5 o'clock will be gusty. Northwesterlies could be in the 70s. That's gusts. And then we'll look at sustained winds in the 40s. Hang on to your hats. Cooler, fairer, 10 on Thursday. Showers Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12, 6, 8, and 6. And then 3 and 3. Monday and Tuesday. Could see a rain-snow mix Monday. Imagine that. That's a look at your weather.
Thank you, Gary. Let's turn back to today's federal budget, the first under Prime Minister Mark Carney. It promises big investments as Ottawa tries to steady the economy. To unpack it all, here's CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver.
Nearly 7 months after getting elected, the Carney government has dropped its first budget, a 406-page book it promises will build Canada strong. Over the next 5 years, Ottawa intends to spend $141 billion in new measures that they project will bring in $51.2 billion in savings. Together, those measures will take Canada's deficit to $78.3 billion this year, dropping to $56.6 billion by 2029-2030.
It's well within the range that people had expected, and people also understand that 75% of what we recorded this year, you would have seen that at the very beginning, was to, defend our sovereignty.
One of the biggest expenditures, defense, with $81.8 billion in spending over 5 years. There's $20.4 billion for the military's recruitment and retention problems, $10.9 billion for upgrades, and $17.9 billion to expand new military capabilities, including procuring new armored vehicles.
It's a real big injection of money, but really interestingly, they don't provide any annual investment or expenditure total. There's no articulation of where year by year that would take us as a share of GDP.
There's also $51 billion over 10 years for a new Build Community Strong Fund to help fund new infrastructure projects, $1.7 billion for an international talent attraction strategy, and $13 billion over 5 years starting in 2025-2026 for Build Canada Homes. That includes $2.8 billion for Indigenous housing. One way Ottawa is bringing down the deficit through changes to the public service. Ottawa wants to shed 28,000 public sector jobs within the next 3 years through cuts, attrition, and a move to incentivize voluntary leave and early retirement. How much that alone will save and where the cuts are coming from is unclear. Ottawa is also hoping to save $60 billion over 5 years through modernization and government efficiencies.
Canada's new government is spending less on government operations. Canadians understand that. You need to put the house in order.
But aside from a promise to review bank fees and to automatically file taxes for lower-income Canadians, experts say there's little that will help with affordability.
If you're the average Canadian, you're looking at this budget, you're going to say, well, it doesn't change my life very much. I'm concerned about affordability, I'm concerned about housing costs, and lots of concerns. It doesn't really address any of those things specifically.
Instead, many economists say the budget's aim is to create a better environment for business through measures like a so-called productivity super deduction. The budget also sets the stage for the elimination of the oil and gas emissions cap, a move the industry and the provincial government in Alberta have been calling for as a way to encourage more investment in the sector.
This is a budget that focuses on capital investment because of the context that we are in right now. The economy is quite weak and is under attack because of the tariff issues, and we have a significant uncertainty in the Canadian economy, so businesses are not investing.
For the first time, the budget has been separated into capital investment and operational spending. By 2028-2029, this document anticipates that the operational budget will have a surplus of $1.7 billion. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
6 years after a fire in a downtown Windsor high-rise displaced, residents are one step closer to closure tonight. With how some are feeling, here's CTV's Michelle Molesky.
The class members are happy, and I'm happy.
Harvey Strasberg represents the tenants of Westcourt Place.
On November 12, 2019, an electrical fire spread to parked vehicles in the underground garage of the downtown Windsor high-rise. It caused extensive damage throughout, forcing the evacuation of all 150 residential units and 80,000 square feet of commercial space. The numbered company that owns the building has agreed to pay the tenants $7.3 million in damages split between all claimants. It's a settlement that was approved on Friday by an Ontario court judge.
The lion's share of the money will go to the tenants.
Each residential tenant will now apply for their $5,500 check, and they can ask for more if they can prove their losses are higher. Strasbourg expects every tenant will be repaid by June of next year.
Wow, everybody's happy. That's good.
The city of Windsor is not happy.
Windsor claimed $4 million in damages for having to move the provincial offences court. The settlement only offers $500,000 to be shared amongst all commercial tenants. So city lawyers asked the judge to toss out the settlement. Windsor lost. Justice Nicholson ruled delaying the class action subjects the individual tenants to further litigation risk and does not promote the access to justice.
And the city knew that they could have opted out of the class action. But they didn't opt out of the class action. They remained part of the class action.
The only recourse left for the city, according to Strasbourg, is to ask the court to reconsider an extension of the opt-out deadline. Windsor has 30 days to launch that appeal.
Will it delay your clients getting their money?
Yes.
It would.
Yes.
The city declined to comment. Michelle Molesky, CTV News.
Home sales in Windsor-Essex keep sliding, according to new numbers from the local Realtors Association. Far fewer homes are changing hands compared to last year, but there's no shortage of listings. Real estate agents say buyers have more choice than they've seen in a while as prices continue to ease. The average home now sits just above mid-$500,000 range, down slightly from last month. Still, they say the market remains active, just less frenzied than before. Canada's main stock index was down as technology and energy stocks fell. In Toronto, the TSX plunged 497 points, and in New York, the Dow lost 251 and the Nasdaq dropped 486. The Canadian dollar fell almost a fifth of a cent, and on commodity markets, gold lost more than $53 an ounce, and oil is down 49 cents a barrel. CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. A week before Remembrance Day, officials in Amherstburg had to deal with the apparent vandalization of a crosswalk honoring veterans. The president of the Fort Malden Legion found deep black tire marks streaked across the commemorative crosswalk installed last November to honor those who served. He believes the damage was intentional, calling it disrespectful and disheartening with Remembrance Day only a week away. Town crews spent the day scrubbing and repainting, determined to have the tribute looking pristine before November 11th. Up in Port Stanley, volunteers are honoring veterans with thousands of handmade poppies. CTV's Lauren Stallone shows them off.
In a charming beach town just south of London, this group of women sit and knit. Laughter and conversation fill the room, but their handmade creations tell stories of their own.
A lot of us have experience with vets, or we came from families. My family in particular came from Belgium, and my parents were children during the war.
With many in search of a way to honor and remember fallen soldiers, the Port Stanley Poppy Project came to life.
Just thought someone should do this, and then I also thought, well, maybe that someone should be me.
With more than 15,000 poppies covering the town, organizers say volunteers have dedicated months of their time. They say poppies just like this one take nearly a half an hour to make.
There's barely over 3,000 people in Fort Stanley, and the 106 volunteers that worked diligently in creating all these poppies have made this vision come to fruition.
Started back in January of last year, organizers say they were blown away by the community's support.
The reaction and the response that we have seen within this community and beyond on what we have accomplished has been incredible. So it's just brought the whole community even closer.
So as the knitted and crocheted poppies sway gently in the wind, serving as a symbol of remembrance, the women sit and knit. Lawrence Stallone, CTV News.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
We are back with CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald for a look at the 7-day forecast. Gary, colder and colder over the next week, it looks like.
Yes, you're right about that, Travis. We'll go from 15 or 16 tomorrow down to 3 degrees all over the next 7 days. It is a decline with a colder air mass that will be entrenched and reinforced. We'll go from 10 degrees on a fair Thursday to 12, slightly up, and then down to 8 and 6, then 3. All of this transpiring through the weekend. By the way, tomorrow starts off cloudy, mild, but windy throughout the day. And the lows will be anywhere from 9, technically tomorrow morning before dawn, to -2 Monday morning. Tuesday, which is Remembrance Day, of course, we're wearing poppies, very important. Could be a cold, gray day. Let's look at your weather. Good night.
Thank you, Gary. We leave you on a bit of a musical note tonight with word another Grammy winner is coming to Windsor for a show.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars.
Jazz artist Diana Krall will perform at Caesars on April 16th. The multi-platinum artist is the only jazz singer to have 8 albums debut at #1 on the Billboard Jazz chart. Tickets go on sale Friday. That's our time for tonight. I hope you'll join us tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.